All right, this is a multi-level Pilates mat class. We're going to go about 45 to 50 minutes and hit the whole body. Right now, we've got a small ball, a playground ball, underneath the tailbone just to relax the lower spine. So we're pulling that lower belly in, feeling the front ribs pushing in so the back ribs press down, and just allowing that lower back to relax. Oftentimes we get a little archy there and a little tight, so here's a perfect relaxation with the tailbone elevated. Shoulders are relaxed, just kind of noticing your breath. Not putting too much effort into anything just yet, kind of moving through it. Feel the heaviness in the back of your head, back of the shoulder blades, pulling your abs in nice and tight. Just a few more breaths here. We want to kind of nail that idea of posterior lateral breathing. So when you take your inhale, you're pushing your back ribs into the mat beneath you, feeling like the lung and rib cage expansion that happens during an inhale is happening into the back. This is going to be your last inhale into your back, and then exhale, pulling your abdominals in. We're going to take the ball out from beneath you and just place it between your knee, inner thigh area. No exact science for that, just place it there. If you don't have a ball at home, you can always use a throw pillow, a wadded up towel, something of that nature. You're going to feel the heaviness in every single toe. So we're not heavy through only the big toe or only the pinky toe. It's like a tripod. The heel, the big toe, and the pinky toe all feel equal amount of pressure. Squeezing into the ball enough so I couldn't rob it from you. Inhale for nothing. On the exhale, pull your ribs in. Rock the pelvis so your tailbone comes up. And then you're going to peel the rest of your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Now we're holding up here. So you're lifted, you're squeezing the ball, and you're feeling as though you're reaching the ball up and away, as if I'm standing in front of your mat and you're trying to hand me the ball simply using your thighs. You want to feel the length in your spine and the engagement in your abdominals. The neck is nice and long. The triceps are on because you're pressing your arms into the mat. One more inhale here, and then on the exhale, the front ribs fall into the body, pressing the back ribs down, the middle back, the lower back, and finally the tush. We're going to move through that with a little more speed, and we're going to coordinate it with your breath. So you inhale to prepare. On the exhale, rock the pelvis and peel up. That's your exhale. Gets you up nice and high. Inhale at the top just once, pinching the ball, and then exhale, lower down, feeling as though you're reaching your booty toward your heels. Inhale when you're down there, and then exhale, take it back up. Good. Flow through that. We don't all have to be synchronized. The idea for your breath here, you're moving with your breath. The movement happens on your exhales. So you inhale at the bottom, lift on the exhale, and then you inhale at the top, lower on the exhale. Always keeping the engagement into the ball, feeling like your toes are pressing down. Good. Your shoulders are reaching away from your ears, so there's a lot of space between the earlobes and the shoulder tops. The upper body, although not moving, is definitely on. We're giving it some direction, and we're feeling those triceps pressing down because we chose to do it. There's nothing that's making it happen except for you. Good. Now on this one, you're going to come up and you're going to hold, and we're going to go into some tilting side to side. So I think this one's a little tricky. You're going to make sure that your knees and your shoulders stay still. It's a twist through the pelvis. So know your right and left. You're going to drop your left hip down toward the mat as the right hip lifts. And then you switch it. And you drop the right and the left one lifts. Good. And it's hard because you're not dropping the whole lower body. It's just movement through the pelvis and your lower back. Good. Keeping a squeeze on the ball as if I'm standing at the end of your mat and you're handing me the ball, but you're adding rotation. And you'll feel it, a little bit of a stretch wherever you're tight. Nice. One more each side, and then find stillness in the center. Holding it there for one inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to lower down as you traction out that lower back. Nice. Very good. Pull your belly in. Now, we do want to make sure the whole spine is flat on this next series, and that comes from your abs. The abs are the boss of the spine. You pull your belly in to flatten out your lower back. Arms are on. One exhale gets your legs all the way up into tabletop. Nice. And then you deepen your abs here. So when you lift into tabletop, if your spine popped up a little bit, you have to make a modification for that. So if your back popped up, you would pull your knees more on top of you. If your back didn't pop up, maybe you want to challenge it just a little bit and bring your knees on the other side of your hips away from you, and then you hold it there. We're going to do knee drops side to side, but we have to feel anchored into the mat with the back of the head, back of the shoulders, and the arms. So here we go for an inhale. Know your right and left. On an exhale, knees go to the left. Knees go to the left on an exhale or inhale, and then on the exhale, pull your belly in and drag it home. Good, and then we alternate. Inhale to the other side, that's your inhale. On the exhale, squeeze the ball, pull your belly in and drag it home. Inhale off to the side. Good, start your exhale, suck the belly in, squeeze the ball, then you come home. So there's a lot, just keep alternating here. There's a lot going on to get the legs back. It's basically convincing your body that your legs are dead weight and the abs are the muscles in charge of moving that dead weight, the legs. So we have to distract the legs so that they're not helping and we're making them squeeze the ball. Legs have one job, squeeze the ball. Firing the inner thighs allows the pelvic floor to engage and you get more abdominal effort. Good. Let's do one more each side, really pulling your shoulders into the mat beneath you. And then we're going to find ourselves center and hold it here. We're going to transition right into some abdominal work. So you're going to take your hands and you're stacking them behind the head. So it's not an interlaced grip. It's a stack, your neck pull grip, holding onto the back of the head. Keep your legs frozen in your tabletop position. On an exhale, curl up and look right at the bottom of the ball. Good, so you're curled up looking at the ball. Keep your abdominals pulled in tight. You can actually get visual feedback. Kind of peek down and look at the abs. Make sure they're sucking in away from your shirt. Good. And we're hanging out here. We're just really trying to glide the front ribs down to the front hip bones. We're going to move slightly through the upper body. So the lower body is still. We're going to take the upper body. We're going to go down one vertebra, and then we're going to come up. Yep. It's small. Down a little bit, up a little bit. So what we've done is taking you to your highest range of motion, and then we're kind of working through that top end range to strengthen, really thinking about the ribs and how they're pulling toward your hips. Yes. You've got two more here, and then you're going to come up nice and high. Good. Come up high. And we're going to stay put. You're up really high. We're going to hold that height. We're going to move now only through the lower body, so the legs come out a little bit, and then you pull them in. And then they go out on an inhale, and then exhale, glide it home. You got it. Away, and then pull the belly in and drag it home. Two more. Perfect. Last one, drag it home and hold. Hold it there, and now curl up higher. Pull your knees in more. Good. Suck the belly in. The breath is flowing, but it feels a little labored. We can't get that big inhale we want. So last tiny inhale here, and then on the exhale, release. Very nice. You're going to take the ball out and just do a little lower back release. You're going to drop the knees side to side. Perfect. And then bring yourself back to center. Pull yourself into the mat beneath you. So heavy through the back of the head, arms are pressing, fingertips are pressing. Know your right and left. We're going to keep the left leg firmly into the mat, and we're going to flex through that ankle joint on the left side, squeezing the glute. Right leg is different. We're going to dig deep into our lower belly and float the right leg up. If your flexibility is a challenge, then maybe you want to go a little bit lower. If you're nice and flexible, you go a little bit higher. Point the toe, slight turn out. Now we're going to blow out all the air to start, and then on an inhale, we're going to cross the body. We go across the body. On the inhale, away from you, and then on the exhale, you whip it closed. We're drawing a circle. Inhale across, exhale, close. Inhale across, exhale, close. For 3, and close. 2, and close. Last one, and close. Immediately reverse. Inhale to the outside, exhale across the body, whip it closed. Inhale out, exhale, close. Inhale out, exhale, close. For 3, pull the belly in. The torso is still. 2, last one, close it. And then from here, let's just pull that knee in, grab it, give yourself a squeeze. You can rock that side to side, whatever your leg needs. Transitioning into the other side. So let's take that right leg out. I'm going to take a moment to really pull my right leg into the mat and flex through the ankle joint. Dig deep into the lower belly. Arms are pressing. On an exhale, my left leg comes up and I'm going to point my toe and figure out what my flexibility is on this leg. It's a little bit of a turnout, a definitely pointed toe. Blow out all your air. On an inhale, cross the body, and then exhale out to the side, whip it closed. Inhale across, exhale, close. Inhale across, exhale, close. For 3, pull the belly in. 2, pull the belly in. Last one, pull the belly in. Immediately reverse. Inhale out to the side, exhale, whip it across the body. Inhale, exhale, close. Inhale, pull that belly in. You have 3 more. Arms will help. Good. 2. Last one. Nice. And then pull that knee in. We're going to hang on to this knee, transitioning into a little bit more isolated ab work. So we've got our leg pulled in. Now it's the left leg. So with my left leg pulled in, I'm going to take my right hand on my shin closest to my knee. I'm going to take my left hand down closest to my foot. It's still on the shin, just closest to my foot. And then I'm going to pull my belly in, and I'm going to come up into an abdominal curl. I'm going to curl up, and I kind of pull my leg a little bit away from me. So now I've got a lot happening. I've got my hamstring and glute on. I've got my arms on to keep me up, and of course I have my abs on. Now I'm going to make it a little harder and float my right leg off the mat, just a few inches. I'm going to pulse this leg in toward me, my bent leg, twice. Inhale, and then I'm going to switch and exhale. Switch, switch. Good. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last set. Finish on the right. Hold it there. I'm going to come up a little bit higher, and then I'm going to unfold at the knee, and I'm going to get my leg as straight as I can, and I'm going to pulse it twice toward me, throw it, catch the other leg, pulse twice, and throw. Twice, and throw. Twice, and throw. Twice, throw. Twice, throw. Last one right. Last one left. Throw, connect the legs, hands behind your head, stay in your curl. Stay up in your curl. Hit your Pilates V with your feet. Perfect. You should feel a lot of effort, of course, in your abs, but also in the back of the legs. Squeeze your legs together. We're going to keep our upper bodies deep in this curl. We're going to move through the hips. Drop just a few inches with the legs. Pull your belly in and drag it home. Drop a little bit. Pull your belly in and drag it home. Nice. Drop on an inhale. Pull the belly in and bring it up. We're not keep going. We're not rocking through the hips. We're really using the lower belly to lengthen the legs out and drag them home. Just one more. Hold for an inhale. We're going to come back to this position, but let's take a little bit of a rest. Good. Take it down. Do whatever you need to do. On the next one, we're going to add a little twisting. Do you want to spin around? Perfect. Okay. So I'll let you rest while I tell you what's coming next. We're going to go into that position again with our Pilates V, and it's going to be a lot of twisting. And I think the thing to remember most when you start twisting through is it's not a neck thing. When you just turn your head, that's not the spinal rotation, the oblique effort that we're after. That's just a neck twist. So what we're going to try to do is think more about the rib cage twisting. So like your collarbones are going to look in certain directions. So that'll be the goal. I'll talk you through it. So let's get back into that position. Your legs are going to come up and hit your Pilates V. Perfect. Let's get the hands behind the head in our stacked grip again. You're going to curl up and you're going to look right at your inner thigh connection. Okay. So we got to know our right and left. Drop your left leg a few inches, maybe halfway down. Perfect. So the left leg went halfway down. Now take the left armpit and try to reach it toward the right thigh. Good. And now this is your move. We're going to come through center and switch to the other side. Yes, through center and switch to the other side. You got it. Let's make one an inhale and one an exhale. And it doesn't matter which one. When we assign the breath, then the odds of you holding your breath are much less. And that, of course, is the goal. Keep the breath flowing. One is an inhale. One is an exhale. You got it. We're going to keep the upper body twisting. We're going to change the legs. Instead of straight, you're going to bend the knee in toward you and then bend the other knee in toward you. Super challenging because I'm asking you to stay up really high in your curl as you come through center. Notice I'm not demonstrating. I'm just talking you through it. That's no accident. One more each side, and then come center with both knees bent, and we'll meet there. Good. Now bring your heels together and your knees apart. Yes, exactly. You're going to curl up as if your elbows and your knees want to touch, like physically connect. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Then you back away. And then you exhale, touch elbows to knees, and back away. Blow out all your air as you come up. So exhale. That was probably really loud into the microphone. Sorry about that. Good. Use the exhale to lift. Blow out all the air on the way up. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last one, up and hold. Up and hold for 4. And now it's little sips of air. 3, 2, and release. Very nice. Just stretch your body out. Couple of big inhales and exhales here. We're going to go into roll-ups next, but really get some length in your body. So feel that full body stretch. When you do your roll up and your roll down, you're going to try to encourage your body to use your glutes and your hamstrings. And it's not innate. Our bodies want to use momentum and abs. We're going to allow the abdominals. We're going to try to go minimal on the momentum. So right out of the gate, we still are reaching our arms, but we're going to flex through the ankle joints. And we're going to pull our toes back toward ourselves. And we're going to squeeze the booty and the hamstrings. And then we're going to catch an inhale. Maybe on the first 2, we can use a little bit of momentum. Here's our inhale. On the exhale, the arms come up. You're going to nod your chin to chest, and you're going to curl up. Now, stay scooped in your belly. Stay really, really scooped as you reach over your toes. Don't touch your feet, but reach over them. And then stay scooped as you bring yourself up. I'm going to uncurl to straight, and then I'm going to sink in again and roll down. Good. Reach beyond. And then I'm going to bring it up. Arms first. Once I see my hands up there, that cues me up that I'm ready to lift my head. Now I'm going to stay scooped as I reach. Good. Nice. And then bring it back up. Just go ahead and continue this motion on your own. What you want to feel most is the scoop. It's opposition. So as she comes up, I'm like this invisible force pulling against her. Yes. It's like your back ribs are reaching toward the wall behind you. You're always doing that scoop. It's the concept that we talk about a lot here. The abs are the boss of the spine. The only reason her back rounds is because she pulled her belly in to make it happen. Good, nice. Perfect. And you get a stretch there, yeah. Now the next time you come up, we're all going to meet in a completely flat back seated position. Exactly. Good. Don't change a thing except the arms. We're going to do our stacked grip behind the head, and then we're really going to pull the elbows wide. So flexibility could be a challenge here. If you need to pillow up and sit on a block or a pillow, that's fine. Abs are in. We are going to try to do this without moving the legs. So if you want to test yourself, you can place your feet against a wall or the couch edge. Or you can just make sure that they stay on the mat in this case. So we're going to know our right and left. Blow out all your air. On an inhale to the right, you pulse twice. So inhale, twist to the right, 2 pulses. Exhale through center. Inhale, twist to the left, 2 pulses. Exhale through center. And then continue at your own pace. When we move with the breath, we never have to be synchronized because you're in your own body space, moving with your own breath pattern. Good. Keep those shoulder blades. So it's an upper back exercise too. You're squeezing into your upper back. Good. Suck the belly in. The legs don't move. It's all lengthen and twist. We started on the right, I think. So end on the left. And then bring it center and hold. Holding here. Good. Modification of neck pull. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hinge. So your spine is flat. We're not going to go crazy with it. You're going to hinge at the hip and you're going to lean back. Just until you feel like, yep, my abs are on, and then you hold it here. So if you have a sensitive lower back, you're not going to go very far at all. Now we make it harder by opening up the neck and throat and squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. Challenge move is to release your grip and reach your arms, pinching your biceps by your ears. Keep your abs in. Last inhale. Now on your exhale, you're going to scoop your belly and take it all the way back. Very nice. Bring your arms down alongside your body. Pull your abs in. We're just going to reach our legs right up to the ceiling. So we're going to take them up and hold them there. And then you want to flex through the ankle joints. So there's a bit of a flexibility challenge. You're going to suck your abs in and hold it here. And I'm just going to check in with the audio visual and make sure, Dan, you're in the... Yep, you're still in there. You haven't escaped. Good. So I like to do this one sometimes just flat, or sometimes I like to take the ball that we started with and place it beneath my tailbone. So I'm going to have you guys do one flat and then try it with the ball and then choose which version you like. Okay, so we're going to keep our left leg still. We're going to take the right leg. We're going to drop it out to the right on an inhale. On the exhale, pull your belly in and bring it home. And then the other leg, drop on an inhale. Exhale, pull your belly and bring it home. Hold it there. Now grab your ball, place it underneath your tailbone, and we're going to do a set with the ball, and then you're going to choose and figure out which one you feel is more challenging for your abs. Something else to note is when you cycle through this, you're going to want to make sure that the leg that's in the air is totally still. It doesn't get to wobble side to side or do anything. So if we know we're dropping the right leg first, we're going to tune into the left leg and make sure it's energized and still. Blow out all your air, and then on an inhale, the right leg goes. Start your exhale, suck your belly in, then drag it home, and then to the left. There you go. And then bring it home. Okay, now choose. Do you want to do it on the ball or off the ball? It's up to you. Good. Make the exercise about keeping the leg that's in the air very still. That's the exercise. Don't let that leg wobble side to side. So much control here. Good. And because you are strong and purposeful in control of your body, see how many muscle groups you can call on right now. Lots of lower belly, lots of pelvic floor. We've got glutes, hamstrings, inner, outer thigh. Arms are working. Ribs are pulled in. Your neck is long. You're going to end with the left leg dropping out to the left, and you're going to bring it home and hold it there. We'll all meet bringing it back. Regardless if you're on your ball, pillow, towel, or completely flat, you're going to hit your Pilates V. Your arms are really pulled in. Your ribs are pulled in. You're going to take your legs with such length, and you're going to inhale to drop. Start your exhale, suck your belly in, and drag it home. Yes. Inhale, drop. Pull the belly in to bring it up. Empty the lungs as you lift. Feel that your legs somehow miraculously got longer. A Christmas miracle, if you will. 2 more. Nice. Last one. Transition. We're going to do what feels like, if you're familiar with your Pilates reformer work, feet in straps, leg circles, maybe not that big because we don't want the back to change. You're going to separate around. You're going to connect out here, pull the belly in to drag it up. Yep. So just doing something like a circle, it can be more like an oval. It must be, here's your rule, completely symmetrical. So if you have one hip that likes to open up more than the other, and we all do because we're very asymmetrical creatures, fix it. Last one, and you'll just tap together and reverse. Good. And the ball is only an option if it's not feeling like the right move with the leg circles. Take it out. How much lower belly can you put into this? So whatever direction you were going, you are now reversed. Use your breath. Shoulders are down. Pull the belly in. Feel your abs actually sink in away from your shirt front. You're pulling your belly in nice and tight. Excellent. Let's do 2 more. Yes. Very good. And then we're going to bend at the knees. Take the ball out. If it's still beneath you, set it to the side. And then just like a windshield wiper, we're going to drop our knees to one side and then to the other, just letting the lower back kind of open up and the hips drop. Do that a couple of times, cycling through. Nice. All right, so let's roll toward the camera. So for us, that's going to be, we're lying now on our right side. We're going to go into our side lying work. Lying on your right side, set yourself up on your mat so that the back of the head, shoulder blades, and booty are toward the end of the mat. And then you hinge at the hips and you bring your legs a little bit forward out in front of you. Good. Suck your abs in. We're going to start with the top leg just floating up to about hip height. You're going to take this and you're going to really flex through the ankle joint. Yeah, so that's step one. As you do that, see what that fires up in your hip, glute, outer thigh, hamstring area. And then adding on to that, just with like envision that ball and socket joint of the hip, internally rotate a little bit. Only enough so that your big toe kind of points down and your heel points up. And now you've got that firing in the backside. So we're going to keep that internal rotation as best we can. We're going to lower the leg down, pull the belly in, and lift it up. So it's just a lower and lift. You want to be mindful of your neck being an extension of your spine. So all the side lying work is in fact a postural exercise, but you have to make it that. You have to really think stretch through the spine. And even though we've got our internal rotation in the hip socket, we're still stacked hip on top of hip. Nice. Pulling the belly in tight. Now we're going to take it up to about hip height, and we're going to hold it there. We're going to keep that internal rotation. Picture a basketball size circle, and let's draw a circle like that for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, long leg. 6, pull the belly in. 5, nice. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold still here. Now, lose the internal rotation. Point through the ankle joint. We're going to take that leg and we're going to tap it twice in front of the lower leg, way up and twice behind. Way up and twice in front, way up and twice behind. Good. The goal would be, as you kind of flow through this, you dig so deep into your abs and your shoulders are dropped, so there's not much movement in the upper body. Good. Last one behind, and then take it up and hold it there, and just hold it there. Feel like your big toe is going to touch the ceiling. Yep. Reach it, reach it, reach it for 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice. Very good. For the sake of camera, for the sake of being on camera today, you're going to come up and then over to the other side so we keep facing the camera. Setup is the same. You're going to bring your head, shoulder blades, and booty back. You're going to hinge at the hips and bring your legs forward. Suck your belly in, float your top leg up. Flex through the ankle joint. Internal rotation, pulling the belly in. And then let's just add that movement. Yep, just up and down. And it's tricky because we've asked for internal rotation, but not full like rotation of the pelvis. Just the ball inside the socket, that internal within the hip. Yeah. You got it. Open up through the neck and throat. Yeah, good. Do you want your ball for your head? Okay. It's there if you need it. And by there, I mean with not in arm's reach. Nice. All right, holding it here, we're going to transition into our circles. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8. Reach the leg. 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. 2. Lots of ab. Good. Hold it here. Now, lose the internal rotation. Point through the ankle joint. Keep the length. We're going to tap the foot twice in front of the bottom leg, and then we're going to reach it up nice and long and tap behind twice and reach it up. Good. Flowing through this, again, not synchronized. Breath feels like it's just flowing. I don't even want to overthink the breath cycle. You just want to make sure that it is flowing. Good. Pull your belly in, constantly trying to make your leg just a little bit longer. So we're going for that sense of stretch your big toe through the wall and ceiling out in front of you. Nice. The next time you tap behind, that'll be it. You will tap behind and then you'll come up nice and high and we're going to hold it there. So you'll reach up and you'll hold it. You're reaching really long, pulling your belly in for 3, 2, 1, and release. Very nice. And then from here, you're just going to come over onto your stomach. And you want to feel like your forearms are pressing down and your legs are extended. It's not a neck thing. It's more of a shoulder blade down, lifting the front of the body up. So I'm kind of looking out between my hands, maybe just beyond that. My shoulders are pulling down away from my ears, and I'm doing a little push with my pubic bone into the mat so that I can protect my lower back. Now you're going to hold it here, and we're just going to play around with how much control we have in our core. So no shifting is the goal. You're going to float your right leg up a couple inches. If you float it up really high and your lower back hates that, then bring it down so it can come up just half an inch. I just want it off the mat. Now energize it. Keep it super long. Good. So that's what the right leg is doing. Let's challenge this and sneak the left arm out in front of you. There you go. And it should feel like, oh, I'm a little off balance, so we need a little more ab, a little more glute. Shoulders are both out of your ears. Holding it here. Nice. Let's pull the arm back first. No shifting in the body as we make these changes. Lower the leg. Pull the belly up. Push the pubic bone down. Shoulders out of the ears. Left leg floats up now. Left leg floats. Holding it here, making sure we feel that both sides of the lower belly are equal in their connection into the mat. And then we're going to take the right arm and reach. Good. And we're just holding it there. Breath flows, really lengthening. The leg that's on the mat is very much engaged. And then let's go ahead and return the arm and then the leg. Good. Now bring your arms a little bit further away from you, out in front of you, and that brings more of your front body down. But we're still keeping our shoulders out of the ears. And then from here, we're going to lift both legs just an inch. And if your lower back doesn't like that, then you don't have to lift them. You can just think, oh, I'm not putting as much weight into my footing as I was when they were touching the mat. Holding it here, pulling your abs into your body. So the belly is not reaching and flopped and sagging toward the mat. It's engaged. You're pulling it up. Let's add a little flutter kick with the legs. And it's important to note here that a flutter kick comes from the hips, not the knees. So the long, strong, and straight here. Now you can keep it like this, or we can add in the upper body. So your arms would just slide out in front of you. Your upper body drops a bit. The hands leave the ground. Arms are straight, and the arms are going to match the flutter kick of the legs. So it's full swimming. Trying to squeeze into the upper back. The entire posterior chain is on. All the muscles in the back side of the body. Head is not moving. Breath is flowing. So definitely keep the breath flowing. You're not lightheaded at all because you're breathing so deeply. For 3, 2, last one, and rest. Very good. Couple of breaths here. And then we're just going to have our upper back and neck engaged, so the face is floating off of the mat. Maybe your nose is just an inch away from the mat. Your arms are going to come out to a T position, and then your hands are going to lift off of the floor. The hard part here is being aware of what your shoulders like to do. Oftentimes they like to jump up. Let's make sure they're pulled down by driving the shoulder blades. It's like your shoulder blades are sliding into the back pockets of your pants. So we get those shoulders out of the ears. Nice. Here's our inhale. On an exhale with length, we're going to glide our hands toward our hips. That's your exhale. Yep. And then inhale back out to a T, and then exhale hands to hips. That's your move. It's important to keep the shoulder blades constantly pulled down. So even as the arms go out to T, there's opposition in that. Within the shoulder blades, they're pulling down away from the ears. Always pulling down. Maybe you want to float your legs up and squeeze into your tush. Nice. One more. Very good. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands down into the mat underneath our shoulders, lower the legs, tuck the toes, and just press into your 4-point kneeling position. So you're up into all fours. Good. We're going to flatten out your spine, holding it here. We're going to kind of build on this. So if you don't want to take it to the next option, you can always stay at the current exercise. So we can stay here, or since I have two professionals here, you guys are going to take it into plank. Yep, tuck the toes and plank. The goal with plank is always to keep your head in a position where your neck is in alignment with your spine and you're kind of looking out just beyond your hands. The booty is dropped. We always want to stick it up and away, keep the booty dropped. So here is kind of our plank where we're hanging out. Now we can build on that. We can take the right leg and float it up. Maybe foot leaves a couple inches. Good. Nice. And then maybe you want to build on that. And we're going to bend that right leg and pull the knee toward the chest. Pull the knee toward the chest. You have to make room for it. So push your hands down. Pull your abs up into your body and then pull your knee up for 4, 3, 2. Drag the leg back to plank and lower the foot. Now we have to do the other foot. So step 1 is float it up. Hang out there. Keep pushing and swelling in the upper back. When you're ready, bend at the knee and pull it toward your chest. Good. You're pushing hard with your hands to create space. Abs suck up and they pull the knee up with it for 3, 2, and then your foot lengthens back out, lowers down and reconnects into the mat. Let's go ahead and drop the knees and take a moment in your 4-point kneeling. You can push it back into child's pose for just a couple of breaths. Very nice. Let's go back into our 4-point kneeling for one more thing here. So I'm going to ask you to tuck your toes and have your knees float off of the mat. They just float up a couple inches. Good. We're doing the same thing that we just did. So we start in our 4-point kneeling. We float the knees. That's what makes it different and harder. And then you're going to bring your right foot off of the mat. And then maybe you pull your knee toward your chest for 3, 2, 1, bring the leg back, the foot reconnects, the knee stays floating. Left foot floats up, pull the knee to your chest, 3, 2, 1, bring it back, foot goes down, knees stay floating just for 3, 2, 1, knees go down, push back into child's pose. Very nice. Couple of breaths here, just kind of lengthening out your spine, tucking your tail underneath you. You got it. So here in the studio, we're going to transition into some foam roller work. You're welcome to stay and join us for that. If you don't have a foam roller or you're just not feeling it, then now would be the time we say goodbye and have a good day. All right, I'm going to grab you guys foam rollers. There we go. All right, so you'll just start, and don't feel like you have to line it up for the camera. You're going to lie down on it, and you want it beneath your spine. So both your head and your tailbone are going to be on there, and you're going to open up. And it should feel like a good stretch. If you do not have a foam roller, I highly recommend you jump on Amazon Prime immediately and treat yourself. So this is perfect because it's like everything we do is so rounded and curved forward, very kyphotic. So this just kind of opens it up. It's like the anti-slouch stretch. And then as you do this, it's whatever you want for your legs. They can be bent, straight, knees out, knees in, whatever feels good. It's more of a focus on the upper body. So the chin lifts out of the throat, opening that up. The arms are out to the side with a heaviness in the shoulder blades. The chest just really pulls into a stretched position. And the breath flows. We always say like the roller is splitting you in half. You're opening up over it. And the openness that you feel in the shoulders, hopefully, we're able to release the stress in the hips and feel that openness in the hips as well. So we start with a nice stretch for about a minute, and then we begin the balance challenge and stability core work. Very good. All right, so we're going to bring our arms down alongside our bodies. We're going to engage through the abdominals, bend at the knees, and have your feet planted into the ground, probably open about as wide as your hip bones. You have to dig deep into your abs so that you feel stable on the roller. We're going to know our right and left here. So the arms will stay put to start. Pull your belly in. It's an internal transition where, although I don't see your feet leave, and you can always do this on flat ground as well. Although I don't see your feet leave, you are internally depending upon your feet a little bit less. You're not pushing in. It's kind of like you're absorbing the weight of the legs into your belly. So your feet are still touching the mat, but not a lot. And then on your next exhale, the right leg, because of the abs, floats into tabletop. Right leg comes up. Nice. And then we'll have the other leg, same deal. You feel like you're barely touching the mat. Deep exhale, float up. This is your new starting position. We're going to alternate. On an inhale, the right foot taps the mat. On an exhale, pull from the belly and bring it up. And then the other leg goes. It's an inhale down and an exhale up. But what if your lower back is sensitive? You're not going to go down all the way. Maybe you go halfway down. Be mindful that it's not a leg extension. Notice they're not going out in front of them. They're actually keeping the 90-degree hinge in the knee, and they're moving through the hip and pulling. You're going to use some hip flexor. You're going to use some quad. That's a given. But how much lower belly can you access? Can you, once again, find the heaviness in the shoulder blades and the openness in the neck? Use your breath. It's an emptying of the lungs as you lift up. Now, we started on the right, so we're going to end on the left, and then we'll all meet in tabletop, and we'll hold it there. We're going to extend the legs up to the ceiling, and we're going to flex through the ankle joint as if we were standing on the ceiling. Again, digging deep into the abs so the spine presses into the roller. Breath just flows. Very good. Coming out of this as we came into it, bending at the knees. Good. And then both legs at the same time, slowly reconnect. Feel heaviness in your feet, and you want to make sure your feet are open only about as wide as the hips. To start, if you need more help with stability, the feet need to be wider. If you're looking for a stability challenge, the feet or knees are closer together. So before you lift your arms, you're going to feel like you're depending on your forearms a little bit less. And then when you've got completely out of them, float them up. Good. And then you're going to curl up. So the legs are going to stay down. It's the arms that come up this time. Legs stay down. Arms come up. There you go. Now at this point, check in with your neck. If it feels a little sensitive, bring your hands behind your head. If you feel good with the arms reaching, that's fine. We're going to do an abdominal curl where we go about halfway down, and then we curl up and we see our knees. Good. We go about halfway down, and then we come up nice and high. You got it. Good. Pull your belly in. Yes. So as you cycle through this, you have so much control internally. Yes, you're doing an abdominal curl. Yes, that's hard, just done on the mat without the roller. The added challenge here is with your feet, don't lift them, but depend on them a little bit less. I don't see any change within your body, but you're not pressing your feet hard into the mat. You're more absorbing the weight of the legs into your lower belly, giving your abs a little bit more of a challenge. Keep pulling into your abs. Yes, 2 more. Last one, come on up and hold. Hold it there, hands behind the head, just holding it there. Focusing on the feet. Keep them touching the mat, but not pushing down hard into the mat. You're absorbing the weight into your belly for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Head reconnects, arms open wide. You can flip so your palms face the ceiling if that feels like a deeper stretch. Whatever works for you, legs do whatever you like. Just relaxing into your stretch. That roller is just splitting you in 2. For 3, 2, 1. Very good. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and slide off the roller. Come to standing. Standing on your mat, we have really cushy, thick mats here at the studio. It makes it a little bit more of a stability challenge. So you can always just bring it down to flat ground, but the softer the surface, the more stability challenge you'll get. Feet are going to be open about as wide as your hip bones. Arms are just dangling. You want to feel really tall. You're going to start with your chin nodding to your chest. You're going to keep your face as close to your body front as you can and roll it down. Go down as far as you can. Good. And we keep our face as close to our body front as we can to really fold in half and deepen that stretch on the back side of the body. So chin to the chest the whole time here. See if maybe you can do it just by listening rather than seeing. Pull your abs in. We're going to keep our heels down. We're just going to bend one knee and then the other, and then chin to the chest. If you have to take a peek, maybe turn sideways and peek at us. Otherwise, we're really keeping that chin to the chest. And it's not lazy through the abs. You're still pulling your abdominals into your body as if they're scared of your thighs. Very nice. Find stillness in the center. We're going to keep the knees both slightly soft. We're going to bring the body weight further forward, like over your toes, and you should feel immediately the abdominals kick on. And then from here, we're going to inhale. On the exhale, tuck the pelvis, pull the belly in, and bring yourself only halfway up. Just halfway. Hold it here. We have the opportunity here to get out of the hamstring stretch and more into the lower back stretch just by sucking your belly up deep into your body. Nice. And then the arms are really loosey-goosey. We're going to finish that roll up, keeping our face as close to our abdominals as we can. Bring it up one vertebra at a time. Just drop the arms alongside the body. Open up through the neck and throat with an inhale. And exhale. And you did it. Mat Pilates at Garage Pilates is done. Thanks, guys.